Welcome to the Bogart Effect, a wealthy wisdom podcast. Please see important disclosure information at the end of the presentation.
Well, you say that, but like a lot of people, they go into this deprivation mode. And I'll tell you, the largest client we have as a firm was never like a high flying executive, didn't sell a business. Mm-hmm. He was a very, very fiscally conservative human being and lived well below his means. I mean, lived on 20% of income, right? So, and then it just becomes math, right? You save everything else and the portfolio is going to grow. And by the way, when retired, never elevated the lifestyle, right? So it's one of those things where, and I'm all for fiscal stewardship, but I would then say, like, now we're having to have all these conversations around legacy and giving money to the next generation and generation after that, which this individual is extremely dismissive of, right? Like and so like my point is like they did a lot to save and accumulate, and yes, they have a tremendous amount of wealth, but the fact of the matter is how much sacrifice was made along the way that may or may not have been great long-term for their own personal well-being or the relationships they have.
And I mean, that's something that Morgan and I try to tell our clients is if they are so far below their means, like spending wise, we encourage them like, hey, go have fun.
Yep. You
have more than enough, right? We can run all these plans, all these scenarios to show you that you have enough, but take trips. Like you're retired, spend the money, have fun. You're going to have more than enough. And yes, you're passing money on to your heirs.
But it comes back to that point I made earlier. There is not a phase of life where people are not concerned if they have enough.
Right.
Right. It doesn't. And I know individuals that have 9-figure net worths and they still worry about that same point. Right. Like, and you start to wonder, like, is that a rational line of thinking? Maybe not. Right. Like it's all relative to what they spend.
Sure.
You and I in our prep, we're talking about the problem isn't enjoying yourself. The problem is when those type of expenses start to systemically change.
Sure.
Right. And so like
the previous presentation by Bogart Wealth was intended for general information purposes only. No portion of the presentation serves as the receipt of or as a substitute for personalized investment advice from Bogart Wealth or any other investment professional of your choosing. Different types of investments involve varying degrees of risk, and it should not be assumed that future performance of any specific investment or investment strategy or any other non-investment related or planning services, discussion, or content will be profitable, be suitable for your portfolio or individual situation, or prove successful. Neither Bogart Wealth's investment advisor registration status nor any amount of prior experience or success should be construed that a certain level of results or satisfaction will be achieved if Bogart Wealth is engaged or continues to be engaged to provide investment advisory services. Bogart Wealth is neither a law firm nor accounting firm, and no portion of its services shall be construed as legal or accounting advice. No portion of the podcast content should be construed by a client or prospective client as a guarantee that he or she will experience a certain level of results if Bogart Wealth is engaged or continues to be engaged to provide investment advisory services. Copies of Bogart Wealth's current written disclosure brochure and Form CRS discussing our advisory services and fees are available upon request or at www.bogartwealth.com.